And welcome back to Cigar Time, your friendly neighborhood TV show all about premium cigars. That's us, friendly neighborhood.
It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood.
Don't you say that like every week?
I do. Why?
Not the welcome to Cigar Time, your favorite.
It's friendly?
Ever so friendly.
Yeah.
But then you talk about, are we really friendly?
We all do that. Stop. Tom Ott has graciously said he would substitute for Paul today. Paul is out in the fields doing something. I don't know where he is, to be honest with you. I think he's on vacation.
Okay.
So, thank you for sitting in.
Yeah, no worries.
So,
Oh, no, there's worries. Just 45 minutes of the show is on you.
yeah, that's right. We're doing an hour show today. So, actually, what, 58,
10.
58.10. So, today we're smoking the TAA Diesel Vintage cigar.
Are you sure this is a
TAA?
It's not TAA.
I don't think it's a TAA.
It's a
Cut.
It's a T. Oh, it's not a TAA.
No.
Oh,
no.
well, never mind. Forget about the TAA.
There's 3 sizes, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, so
Well, normally they only do 1.
my father does too.
Yeah,
Says
3.
three.
Yes, and
But-
it was a huge mistake. I can explain to you if you'd like to know.
Well, the thing is,
Well, we got time
got
to
an hour.
fill.
Yeah, exactly.
it's not a huge mistake because
It
they're
is.
bringing it to their regular lines. It's going to be a regular
In
production.
a year, but they could do it now. If there was only 1 size, they could launch the other 2 sizes to everybody.
That is
but
correct.
since it's 3 sizes, it can only go to TAA members for a year.
Yeah.
So
So we have the exclusive.
we do, but
Well,
I said it was well.
all
Okay,
I-
was it a
that's
mistake
all I
for?
care about.
I know isn't that part of your?
Well, maybe they
decision?
didn't.
Yes.
Maybe it wasn't a mistake. It was
What do you-
strategic planning.
No, it was a mistake.
Still only 79 companies that are
73.
TA members?
73.
73?
73. I don't know.
It changes.
It changes? Okay.
There's one up in above us too. I think. I'm pretty sure. I don't want to say it if I'm wrong.
I thought there was one up in Scranton or Wilkes-Barre, but I don't think it is anymore.
Harrisburg and Brick were the 2 closest.
I don't know.
But that's
Anyway.
Jersey. So
Not Harrisburg.
no, not Harrisburg, but Brick is
So anyway, this is the non-TAA
the non-TA
limited diesel.
diesel vintage. And Tom will tell us what the blend is.
So it's a Mexican San Andreas wrapper with a Habano binder, and you have fillers from Jalapa, Nicaragua, Esteli, Nicaragua, and great cigar. It's made in AJ Fernandez's factory, and so I'm really excited to smoke it again. I did smoke it once. I really liked it. Paired it with a few different things, which I'm excited to talk about here down the road. And the
Oh,
price point of this.
Not as excited as we are to have you talk about it. I can tell you that.
Well, I'm not Paul. I don't have the nice,
Hat.
hat and everything like that. So we're good on that one.
Yeah, but you probably know something about cigars.
A
Well,
little bit. A little bit.
yeah, the price put on this is we're smoking the Toro is only $7.99.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's $8.
$8, less than $8.
That adds half a point to the rating.
No, it doesn't.
Well, not. I mean, yes, this is made by AJ, but this whole brand was developed by AJ for a very happy company. Always smiling, these guys.
Yeah.
Always smiling.
As a matter of fact, it's their logo.
Yeah. Oh man, you just gave it away.
Sure.
But he developed the brand for them before anybody even knew who
AJ
AJ
was.
was. Some people still don't, oddly enough.
That's
Really?
weird. Because they make cigars for so many different people.
I know.
Who doesn't know who AJ is?
Oh, this guy, Greg. I forget what his last name is, but
If you want to call him out.
I'm just making it up.
No.
Like who? I
I don't know. Anyway.
But I think we've always said everything AJ touches turns to gold. Which,
Yeah.
Just
and then he
about.
came out with the Dorado, which is Spanish for gold, which I thought was kind of ironic.
Yeah, there's a couple things that I'm not a fan of.
Name one.
The Hoyo de Nicaragua, the Hoyo de Monterrey Amistads. Not a fan of those.
I didn't even know he made that.
Yeah. So, anything else?
I like that cigar. And we don't carry it anymore. That cigar's long gone, isn't it?
No, they still make it.
Do they really?
Yeah.
That's the one that looked like the Cuban Hoya.
Yes,
label.
it has the Cuban Hoyo label. Yep. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that cigar.
Hey, can you believe the number of companies that are now starting to produce San Andreas wrappers? I mean, you used to not see a lot of them at all, and now they're like popping up everywhere.
Everywhere.
I can remember, I think the first one I was introduced to was the Romeo Giulietta. And that thing had some pepper. And if you like pepper, it was great, but if you weren't a big, huge pepper fan, it really wasn't kind of, up your alley. But now your San Andreas...
Up your alley, bro.
But now the San Andreases are coming out with several different, variations of, the amount of pepper or not pepper, and it's just, West Tampa Red, you have the Murcielago, just to name a couple.
Do you smoke the Padron 64?
Yes.
That's a San Andreas wrapper.
No, you can't say that. Are you
say that.
crazy? There's no way. That's it's
Nicaraguan.
Nicaraguan.
Pure. Yeah. Okay.
That's not what I heard.
Okay.
I'm on the record as saying it's Nicaraguan.
Okay.
So so when the hitmen come out,
And
Yeah.
I'm on the record. I don't give a damn. It's a good cigar.
It
It's
is.
true.
It's a great
It doesn't matter what it is. It's still the best cigar in the store.
true that, yo.
Yeah. So, let's give our first impression since we're still first impression-ish. Moose, let's start with you.
Puts a lot of good smoke out. I love the flavors of it. And full disclosure, I thought it was such a good cigar. I bought a whole box of these. And
You're tipping your hand.
I don't care. It's a damn good cigar. I enjoy it. It's got great flavor. It starts off a little slow in the beginning, but it really goes nicely when you get about to the middle.
Okay. Tom?
I love it. It's a great cigar.
Okay.
Too
What would
much,
you-
too much detail, Tom.
Yeah. Scott?
But
Yeah.
it's good.
Come on.
What?
Yeah, thank
What
you.
are you getting any notes? Are you getting any this, that, or the other thing? What are you getting?
Honestly, I'm getting something, but I can't identify it yet, and it's very, very nice. I like it. It's an unusual flavor. It can't be this, but it initially reminded me of some kind of a corn. So then I was thinking cornstarch, but I don't. That was just my stream of conscious thinking, but almost like a cream corn. But that can't be right.
Yeah, no. It's not creamy.
But that's what it made me. It's what it made me think of. So that's why I'm saying it now. But I'm sure that's not what it is. There's a tiny touch of spice. I expected a lot more being a diesel.
Yes, me too.
I mean, I'm only
I know.
a quarter of an inch in,
Yeah.
and we should give second impressions too.
Second. We can do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
I'm getting a toasty taste from it.
Oh, I thought I didn't realize I was done.
You're done. Yeah, I'm getting a toasty taste right now. I'm not getting the corn or anything like that, but I am getting the spice. What would you guys give it on the scale of 1 to 5, the strength rating?
For me, about a 2.
2.
Really?
Yeah, it's not. It's more of a medium-bodied cigar than medium strength cigar.
Yeah.
Strength and bodies.
I mean, granted, like we're only just a quarter of an inch into it.
What
Yeah.
would you give the strength?
4. Try to Richo how this cigar.
I did several times, and I wouldn't.
You
I'd
didn't
give
sneeze?
it. I'm like a no, really.
I know.
don't know. I mean, I'll go with for now a 2.5, but not a 4.
Well,
really?
I'm getting.
I'm usually the one that thinks things are stronger than they are.
Wow. I'm getting. This is really.
Here, try the mine.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
Maybe it's you've never smoked a cigar that somebody else.
Did you
had in
light the
their mouth.
right end?
Ever
Yes, I have.
on purpose?
Yes,
Yes, I have.
Yes, I have.
And I know where you were.
I know.
Rocky Patel.
Stop.
Uh-huh.
What were you going to say, Moose?
I said it already.
Well, people were focusing on us because we were bantering.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Nothing.
Yeah, no, I would give this a 4, man. Right off the bat. I'm getting a big hit of something that's really kicking my ass.
Maybe you got hit with a can of corn and it's
Maybe. I don't think
Oh,
so.
you know what? I'm actually I'm getting more spice now. Almost like a, and I'm saying this because it's the way where I'm tasting it and how it's coating my palate, but like a reddish kind of pepper. I don't know if it's cayenne or red pepper, more like red pepper flakes. And again, it's not the flavor; it's how it's where it's attacking my
Yeah,
palate.
I did just catch that.
I'm actually getting the corn taste that you're talking about. It's like a hay. And I hate to say this, I know, because you act this way.
And-
That's why I hate agreeing
And I'll
with
be
you.
more precise in it. It's tasting white corn.
Okay.
And it's a smoother, lighter tasting corn. So that's what I'm.
Yeah. I'm also getting a hint of hay.
Man, I wish I had a mic.
Mic drop, cigar drop.
Unbelievable. You did retrohale? Did anybody else retrohale?
Yeah, that's when I started to get the spice I was talking about.
Yeah. I mean, it was overwhelming when I did it. Maybe I just got a lot in the beginning. You know, I don't know.
And I mean, I did get that hint of red pepper flakes. Yeah.
I mean, you could have. I mean, honestly, you could have got. I mean, they could have put a rogue piece of
Right.
Lajero or whatever. I mean, we have explained it before. They snap the tobacco. They
Right,
and
then they
then
fill
they
it back
fill it
in,
So
yeah.
you could have got a piece up front that wasn't
Yeah.
supposed to. I mean, it's real.
That's what I'm thinking.
'Cause, I mean, I'm still only like a 2.5 on the strength.
I'd say mine kicked up to a 3.
One of the things I like about the cigar, having smoked it before, is it started out a 2.5, but it picked up. And it still only made about a 3.5 for me. But I like full-bodied stuff.
3.5, pretty full.
Well, now 5 is.
No, 5 is. I understand, but still, 3.5 is
Which
more.
is usually where I start.
I have an interesting. Here's a question. Tom, I don't know how long you've been smoking cigars, but I know the rest of us have. How do you compare, not specific cigars, but the general market in terms of stuff that was full-bodied 25 years ago versus now?
So I've only been smoking cigars for about
Week and a half.
6 years.
A weekend.
Compared to you guys, it does seem that way sometimes,
Yeah.
especially Paul.
But it, and maybe it was because I had first, was because I was first starting to smoke cigars. But like, this there seemed like there was true, really full strength cigars. El Rico Habana, the Rocky Edge,
When it first came out, yeah.
when they first came out. But now I don't think there's anything that's really, really strong anymore. Flor Dominicana when it first came out.
I think that's just because you're just used to it.
You think
There's,
so?
there's still
it's gotta
some in
be.
the line in the Florida Dominicana that's still full-bodied. Not many. They've toned down a lot of it, but there's still a few that are still powerful.
I used to think the Jaime Garcia was a real full-bodied cigar.
Yeah.
And it is a full-bodied
It is,
cigar,
but
but
not
it's not.
with-
super
not
It's
full
not.
strength.
It's not as
It's
full
a-
as it used to be.
It's a 4. To
Yeah.
me, it's a 4.
Yeah, and
Yeah, like the
you know,
El Ricos were 5s. Those things were
Oh,
just
those were like,
powerhouses.
yeah, that was like a 5.8.
and that Jaime
on the
Garcia
Richter
was
scale.
my first favorite cigar.
Yeah, it's a fantastic cigar. It really is. And in the beginning, for me, it was real full body. I just think we're just getting used to the strengths of
Probably.
cigars. But you can still taste the full bodiness of it. It's very good. And when people ask for it, that's what I tell them. When they say, "Oh, dude, what's a full body cigar?" I take them right to the Jaime Garcias. So,
And you- that would-
I'm sorry,
They
the-
need full strength.
I'm sorry, the empty boxes of Jaime Garcia. Because
we
there's-
just got
there's
some?
I know, we just got some, but
Got trailer full.
probably when this airs, they're probably going to be gone.
Yeah, that's
Stop.
true. I got a guy that showed up and said, "You got him back, half the box."
Yeah.
Okay.
So they've been back order for 3 months. It's crazy. So, but they did come in and they are flying off the shelves.
I didn't realize, like, what made us decide to grab all those sizes? We've had 2 sizes forever, and then we added like
Well, because it's a
one,
popular
and then-
cigar. People
I'm
want
not complaining, but
it. No.
Yeah.
When
I
we
know
had the
people have been
event-
buying the other sizes when we've been out of the sizes that they have liked, and then they're finding that they like those sizes too, and now they're buying a little bit of each one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just. I mean, I was
It was great to
happy
see.
about it,
Oh,
but
yeah.
we went from 2 sizes to like 8. I'm like counting them. I'm like, how many sizes are there?
Not 8.
Yeah,
It's
really,
4,
I carried 4
right?
of them.
No.
It's 4 or 5.
We have
It's not more than that.
Yes, it is.
the Toro,
All right.
the Gordo.
Wager.
We have 4 in Downingtown.
Wager. How much would you like to wager?
Nothing. A quorum.
How about Jaime Garcia?
No. There aren't going to be any left because people are going to be buying them. So,
And
This-
I'm not including the new one.
yeah. Have you had that?
Yeah, I had it yesterday. I can't comment on it because I lit it at 11 and it took me till 3 to finish it because I was relighting it,
Yeah.
putting it down for a half hour. So, but it you can tell it had good tobacco in it.
This cigar reminds me of another cigar. It reminds me of the Attic series from
Yep.
West Tampa. You too?
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of.
And it reminds me, now shocker here because it's made in the same factory, it reminds me of the Viva La Vida El Pulpo, which is also a San Andreas wrapper.
I'm not getting that, but I'm getting the definitely the Attic series, which is done, by the way. So you can't get any more of those.
Well, they're coming out with another
They're
one,
coming out with another one, but yeah, you can't get it.
but it's never going to be as good as the first one. It's like the Firewalker being the same as the Mortal Coil,
That's true.
No.
or the Mortal Coils when they came back out.
The Mortal Coils, when they came back out, were not the same as the first run,
But they are still good. I
Very
smoke
good,
I
very
smoke
good.
them all the time.
but not as good
Literally.
as the first run. Nowhere.
I have 2 of them in my humidor right now. I like that cigar.
Yeah. Speaking of CAO and West Tampa, on Thursday the 28th, we have Ricky Rodriguez coming to 2 of our stores.
What
He'll
month?
be in Fraser
What month?
in September.
Okay.
Thursday, September 28th. I'm going off the top of my head at the time, but I think it's 11 to 3 in Fraser and 4 to 7 in Downingtown. So definitely make it point to get on your calendars to come out and meet him.
Yeah, I check on those times. Because from what I hear, you told Wayne the wrong time.
No, we had the wrong time set up at first, and then we confirmed it to be correct, and Wayne read the first email instead of the second email.
Ah, okay.
In any event, Ricky's great.
Yes.
He's just he's a great guy.
Ricky's awesome.
I hope Leslie and I'm sure Rami will be there, but I don't know about
Yep.
Leslie. But
Why not? She's the sales rep. Rami is national sales.
Oh, that's right. That's right. He's national sales
Yes,
rep.
but
Oh,
Rami will be with Ricky
Yeah,
on
it
Thursday,
was funny 'cause
September
I was-
28th.
Why not Leslie?
I don't know if she will or not.
I mean, they're married, so maybe you would think they would come.
Maybe.
It's funny though, when he told me at the trade show, I'm like, man, you did her dirty. You took her job, bro.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny. But Ricky's awesome.
Yes.
He's
I
been in
don't-
some of our stores before.
I don't think there's a better guy in the industry than Ricky. Maybe I'm missing somebody. Now, there's some great guys in this industry. Really
up there.
great guys. I think he's the best guy out there. Not blender or anything. He's a very, very
You don't-
good
you don't
blender.
like what he blends?
I love what he blends, but
That's not what you just said.
I did. You didn't hear what I said.
Sure I did. Everybody heard it.
Not
Check the tape.
He's a very good blender. Very good blender. He's one of
You
the
just
best.
don't like him.
He's one of. That's not what I said again.
Ricky just sent on Instagram, what did he do to you?
Yeah, that's true. That's not true. I talked to Ricky the other day, so he knows how much I love
Well,
him.
that makes all the difference. You talk to him.
No, I told him he knows how much I love him. So, but I think he's the best guy out there right now.
I probably said this in another show, but a couple of weeks ago, family group walks in. And there's this, maybe her 50s woman with obviously her kids, their older kids, and it was Ricky's partner's wife.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they came into the store and she goes, "You still got addicts? You know, it's a limited series." I said, "I know. I got a box in my humidor at home."
So
one of my humidors, anyway. What's that?
I was gonna say, well, no, go ahead, Rob. What were you
No,
gonna
go
say?
ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, speaking of, and I say this as a purveyor of cigars and a former, marketing executive. I don't know why they that Kyle Schwarber's a leadoff hitter.
It's working.
So they're 20 games over 500.
I get you. Again, marketing guy. A
So what you're
purveyor
saying-
of rare and wondrous products.
What you're saying is you don't know baseball.
No, I do know baseball. I don't
not
know
what
it
you
as
said.
well as the
Oh,
professionals.
But it's funny because
And yes, it is
I've
working.
always been the camp of the prototypical leadoff hitter, and
Right.
Kyle Schwarber is not that.
Yeah,
Not at
But
all.
you only lead off the game once, and then
that's the one argument that I guess. and
Which is
again,
the argument you hear on TV all the time.
yeah,
The guys say, well, he's only leading off the first inning, and then after that, you know,
Speaking about commentators,
He gets on base all the time.
Yeah, he does.
His
Somebody
on-base
said it's
percentage is
330.
And that's
I
what you
think.
want in a leadoff hitter. He's not the prototypical guy. He doesn't
not
get
the steal
base hits.
bases.
He doesn't
Yeah,
steal
but you-
base because
no,
he
you want
can't
your-
run.
No, you want your prototypical to get on and then be
But-
able to then be able to steal second.
Right,
how
but
many
he's
times
not.
has he led off the game and hit a home run? And
Yeah, then you got
Phillies are up
nobody on
1-0?
base.
15
Then
times.
you
Yeah,
got nobody
you're
on
right.
base for the
Yes,
number 2
you're
batter.
right.
So what good's that do if he hits a home run?
Well, with the way Trey Turner's swinging the bat now, it'll be
that
2-0 after that.
Exactly.
Yeah, I wanted to bring that. I mean, Trey Turner, he's on fire.
Yes.
And
Yes.
And I knew
and
it
so
would.
is Harper too.
Yes.
Harper's. I mean, Harper's.
You see the home run last night from Harper?
Yeah.
That thing was a laser.
115 miles an hour off the bat. That's crazy.
That is.
It's
Did you
exciting.
hear him
It's-
after the game?
No.
He
Yes.
was driving to the stadium, and WIP had a guy on that was just praising Harper.
Chuck.
Yeah, Chuck
He
from
goes,
Mount
"Oh, I did
Airy.
that for
Yeah.
Chuck.
Chuck from Mount Airy sounds like Ving Rhames.
Not really.
He sounds exactly like Ving
But
Rhames.
I mean, they're my favorite guy right now is Stott.
I love Stott.
So do I.
I love Stott.
I don't-
like Bohm. I like Marsh.
Yep.
I like
I love,
Rojas.
I love the team.
I love Castellanos.
Castellanos.
They're all, if they're clicking like they are right now, there's nobody that's going to beat them.
There was
The
only-
Braves don't want to play them, that's for sure.
there's only 2 players last night that didn't hit. Everybody in the lineup got a hit except for 2 guys.
Who?
The guy in center field,
Marsh or
No.
Rojas?
No.
Rojas?
Rojas.
And he started at second base,
Yeah, and then the
and then Stott
Who
came
started
in
at
for
second?
him.
guy we just bought up.
Rojas?
No, somebody started second. Stott came in later.
Right. Stott
I
pinch
forget who it
hit
was.
for him.
I forget who it was.
Yeah, I forget the.
And then
Mickey
Stott hits the
Morandini?
home run. Mickey Morandini. No, it was Mariano Duncan. I think that's who it was.
No.
The guy that was in there before was the guy they just bought up.
Yeah.
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 Oh.
He was in it for a right-handed bat, and I'm sure Bryson Stott's sitting on the bench watching all these lefties get these great swings off of
Yeah.
the left-handed pitcher saying, "Come on, put me in."
Well, they were
He
saying
did later.
They were saying last night
He
at
hit
the
an
end
upper
of the game.
decker.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did.
Second
They were saying
deck,
last night at the end of the game that you might see all left-handers in the lineup to start the game
Today.
tonight
Yeah.
or today, 1:00.
Really?
Which is not the
Because of the
sixth,
pitcher
which
that's
is-
pitching. He's not real good against left-handers.
Well, let's hope Bryce hits his 300th today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd
That'd
like
be
to see him
nice.
do it at home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. He wants to do it at home. Are we on this starting Friday? Are we away?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, we're up for 2 series. We're away.
At Milwaukee,
I don't
I
know.
believe you're right.
and then
Yeah.
at St. Louis.
No, you're San Diego.
Really?
But I'm pretty sure.
Baseball talk is boring.
Baseball's great.
That's
Why
because you're,
is
a
that?
Mets-
You wanna talk
that's
about
'cause
it?
you're a Mets fan. That's why.
Because you don't have a baseball team.
Either one,
Well,
American or
professional.
national.
I mean, minor league. Yeah.
So how do you feel about that? What they did last night? The Angels put a ton of people
I
on
saw that.
waivers
I saw
and
that.
then started them.
Yeah.
A
Well,
bunch of
they
teams- a bunch of
actually-
teams did that to save money if you get them. picked up.
Actually, Rob, because they did it yesterday, they were allowed to play them last night. They won't be able to play them today.
I saw that
crazy.
I didn't realize they played them. I saw that they waived a bunch of people. Like there was like 5 or 6.
Yeah, and they're playing.
Yeah.
Are we going to have to give you Paul's ashtray?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe.
It's
it's
much
maybe
bigger.
it's the seat.
It's the seed, I think.
I was trying to see how the ash would keep going, and I.
Didn't work out
Obviously, it
well.
didn't work for you.
You're not a real cigar smoker if you don't get an ash in your lap.
Yeah.
That is true.
Evidently, I'm very real.
I usually ash all over.
Actually, I
myself.
don't get it in my lap because my stomach blocks it. So. Should we give our second impression?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I don't want to start.
All right, let's go ahead and start.
The flavor profile went up a notch for me. It's about a 3 now. And I'm getting different notes. One of them I'm tasting anyway is a little bit of nutmeg. That's what it's. The change in it is that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually mellowed out for me. And really, really good still, but it did change a little bit. I'm not getting as much of that pepper anymore. But I still really, really like it.
Okay. Scott?
I think I'm getting like a roast espresso on the retrohale. It's some kind of like a roast espresso. I think it really mellowed out too. Like the strength is backed off for me.
Yeah.
Either I'm getting used to the cigar or it's backed off a lot. But I'm also getting spice across the front of the tip of my tongue, just across the whole front, not just like before it was surrounding my whole palate, my whole mouth.
Well, for me, this really backed off in strength. Like I said, in the beginning, it was definitely a 4, but it's definitely backed off to at least probably a 2.5 for me. It's right in the middle now. It's very smooth.
Yeah.
It's a real smooth cigar for it not being creamy. For some reason, I'm still getting the red pepper, but not a lot of it. That's backed off too. So, it's really, again, for me, because it started out so hot and full body for me, it's backed off and it's very smooth.
Now, say that when I gave my first impression, it was lower than my recent impression. If you ask me again towards the end of it,
Yeah.
I'll go back down again because that's the way the cigar smokes.
Yeah.
For me.
It's getting better as it goes on,
Yes.
for me anyway.
That original flavor I got is coming back. Like, I don't know how far I am. Quarter, 60% in. Starting to come back. You know, off the set, when we were sitting out front, we were talking about New Hope, and then also talked a little about Peddler's Village. And we couldn't remember if we talked about New Hope on the show last week, but there's a store there we have, and there's several places that are, and the whole town is cigar friendly. Like
Yes.
you can, and I forget how it came up, but I mean you can walk around and nobody's gonna like with a cigar, and people aren't gonna like. I don't like to do that normally. I just you know. I don't
It's
feel
very
like dealing with it.
confined.
Yeah, but
in New Hope.
it's nobody says a thing.
Yeah, and it was really, it's picturesque. We a couple years ago, I walked the river walk with a Padron, and just
As you do.
nobody seemed to mind. Nobody
Yeah.
seemed to. Everyone still talks to you. It was a great time.
Yeah, I've sat in chairs along whatever restaurant or whatever is behind the Playhouse. There's a bunch of
Okay.
Adirondack chairs, and I was with a bunch of friends, and we sat out there, and nobody said boo. I mean, Havana is across the street from our store. You can smoke at the bar.
They're very friendly,
Managed
smoker
by
friendly.
one of our members.
What's that?
Managed by one of our members.
Yeah.
Correct. And then right up the street,
3 doors up.
3 doors up is
Fran's.
Fran's. They let you, and there's another one. I'm not gonna, but I believe they have an outside patio that they'll let you do it.
Yeah. Well, Peddler's Village is the same way.
I haven't
I
tried that.
I go up to Peddler's Village all the time for all those festivals that they have and everything, and I smoke cigars all the time up there. Now I try to stay away, and I'm not like if I'm walking through a crowd of people, I'm not puffing on the cigar and
Sure.
having smoke all over the place. I'm very respectful for not doing something like that. But there are other people smoking cigars, cigarettes, whatever they don't. Nobody says a word to anybody. It's very smoker friendly up there.
Yeah, it's strange, but if you go the next town, and people
They
look at
cringe.
you like you've got 6 heads.
Yeah.
That's the same at the beaches. It's down in Ocean City, Maryland, and has a smoke in the parking lot.
Really?
Can't smoke on the boardwalk. Can't smoke on the beach.
But you can't. I know
And
Jersey
they
you
just give
can't
you a
either.
citation. They if they maybe you get a warning first, maybe you don't, but you could get a citation right off the. So
Yeah.
be careful if you're
I
smoking
think
at
they
the beach.
should. I think they should do it like after a certain time, like 5 o'clock. Like I would
They have nude beaches. They should have cigar beaches.
Yeah, right.
Yes. I mean, and I would, look, in the middle of the day, and I love Cape May. In the middle of the day, Cape May, I wouldn't light up a cigar.
Right.
I just wouldn't, unless I was way off, like,
And if
50
you can
yards from
distance
anybody
yourself
else.
from everybody and sit and relax
Yeah.
and not, because there
Well,
are people who
right.
don't appreciate that,
And
and,
I'll-
you want to be respectful.
I'll go down at like 5:30. That's my wife's favorite time of the day at the beach, and I'll do it. And there's not that many people, but I have had other customers and other people that work for us that have told me they've done the same thing. And somebody was 50 yards away, came running over and started complaining.
You can't do that.
Like, stop.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to smoke cigarettes on the boardwalk either?
I don't know about the boardwalk. I know about the beach.
In Maryland, no. You're
Really?
not allowed to smoke on the boardwalk at all.
Wow.
People still do it. You can still smell it.
Yeah.
You know.
You probably smell weed all over the place.
Yep.
Oh God, weed? Are you kidding me? Non-smoking floor in a hotel. Like, that doesn't include weed, evidently.
What? Oh. Yeah.
No, I mean, smell. I mean, God, when I'm out in Vegas, man, you can't walk 30 feet without going through a cloud.
Yep, that's true.
Oh my! I mean, and they all hang out right by the entrance of the hotel. So
Yeah.
you just
It's crazy. Because you won't smell it, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, boom, it's
know-
a huge cloud.
I had this idea for malls, and I think it's a great idea. But you're not allowed to smoke indoors at malls, but they have a smoking area, and they put it
I do.
they put it close to the entrance, but and specifically in the cold months, if they set up a heater like, I don't know, 50 feet, 60, however far it needed to be, if they set up an outdoor heater away from the entrance, then that's where the people who smoke would go,
Yeah,
and you wouldn't get all that smoke as you walk right into the mall.
right.
I mean, even if you've designated a smoking area right next to the entrance and put the heater over there, that's where everybody's going to go. So
Yeah.
that's my idea.
Okay.
All right.
I'll bring it up to Simon Properties, see how they do.
I may have.
Dude, that's who runs the King of Prussia Mall.
Yeah, so I said it.
And we smoke in there.
Well, we smoke in the store because we have a permit to do that.
Was the
Get-
ye old Tobacco Barrel back when they were around? Were you allowed to smoke in that store?
Don't know. It was never there.
But international tobacco
You know what?
in the
No,
mall?
no, no.
No, no, no.
That's my
I used-
the old tobacco.
I used to work there. It was downstairs,
Yeah.
right off the food court. No, you couldn't smoke in that store.
And 2 people couldn't fit in the humidor.
And 2 people could not fit in the humidor. That was a very small humidor. It was, see this table? It was more narrow than this table.
Oh, wow.
It was small.
And
That
it
is
was
small.
really small. And it went into a wedge. It was like a triangle.
There's a lot of tchotchke in that store.
Yes, we did. Saw a lot of lottery in that store.
Cool pewter chess sets.
It smelled awesome because we also had pipe tobacco. And every time you'd walk in the store, that's all you would smell would be the pipe tobacco. It smelled awesome.
I remember there was a tinderbox at Exton Square Mall,
Yes.
and my dad smoked a pipe, and he would, we'd go in there, and I'd open every one, and and whenever I smell pipe tobacco, that's what it reminds me of going
Yeah.
there with my dad.
Yeah, that's cool. Speaking of that, a lot of people, like when they come into the stores, especially women, come into the stores and they say they love the smell of the cigar store
Yeah.
because it reminds them of their grandfather or their father or something
Yeah.
like that. And it's great, but then when was the last time you heard somebody say, "Oh, I love the smell of that cigarette smoke"?
I said it yesterday.
No, you didn't.
Yes, right. Well, it was in the
Cigarette
same context.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Nobody loves the smell of cigarette smoke, but yet they allow it more places than cigars. I don't get that. That doesn't make any sense. But for what I understand, if you allow cigarette smoke, you have to allow cigar smoke. In,
See,
in Pennsylvania.
And I don't think that should be. I do not think that should be the way it is. I think the owner of the establishment should be able to make their own decision.
If you allow one, you should allow the other.
I think the owner of the. I think you should, but I don't think it should be legislated or regulated. I think the owner of the establishment should make up their own
I
mind.
understand. I understand where you're going with that. It should be, especially with restaurants, you should have a smoking
A
section.
real smoking section, not
Yeah.
like this is the smoking and this is the non-smoking.
Yeah, yeah.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah, it should be, far away from others.
Yeah, I mean,
Whatever.
and you have
And
an
they
exhaust system, and I mean,
And they say, "Oh, we're thinking about the health of the employees." You know what? Then don't work there. There are other places you can go to get a job. You know the risk. It's called assumed risk.
And how many of the employees of the restaurant ran out the back door?
Yeah, smoking a cigarette. Exactly right.
Huff a cigarette real quick
In
and
like 2
toss
minutes,
it, yeah,
and-
and run back in to take care of their tables.
Well, you can't have them smoking in the where they're cooking.
I understand that they go out the back door.
Right,
but
what I'm
They're
saying.
all smoking. Point
Right,
is,
but
let those kind of people take care of the.
if you don't
smoking
like it,
section.
don't work there.
Beware of the government that restricts your freedoms based on the premise of protecting you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that was Jefferson. I think.
Yes, and then there's the modern phrase: if somebody from the government comes to your house and says, "We're here to help you," be afraid. Be very afraid.
That's
Absolutely.
fair.
Absolutely.
Speaking of legislation, Scott, I hear you have some tidbits of legislation.
We talked about that the other week.
What's that then?
It says tobacco. Oh yeah.
It was a great segue, and you blew it.
Everybody's laughing.
Yeah, no,
I don't think I blew it at all.
All right.
We touched upon this 2 weeks ago when we were talking about they vacated the deeming regulations of smoking, and I'm not sure we want to rehash all that, but there was a part of it that we touched upon that is still it's still out there, and that's it's the tobacco manufacturing standards proposal, and it's come up because before they can legislate, I guess there's a comment period, and this article related to the fact that they extended the comment period until I think October 4th. But I thought it'd be prudent to actually talk about what they're doing and the effect that it has on manufacturers. It was originally announced in March, and the purpose was to require facilities that manufacture regulated tobacco products, which is important. We'll talk about that later. And it's mostly about safety and quality control practices, but it's also how they store finished products, store the product. And I do think it has probably a lot to do with, are there any hazardous materials and stuff. So, but specifically, I don't understand. There were 8 things that they're looking at, and I don't understand some of these, but I'll read them off. One is general provisions, which is one I don't know what that means. Management system requirements, buildings, facilities, and equipment. Design and development controls, that seems sort of self-explanatory. Yeah. Process controls, okay, I got that. Packaging and labeling controls. I guess I can kind of see that especially with some of that machinery like that puts the hinges on cigar boxes. You can really mess somebody up with that. Handling, storage, and distribution, and then record keeping and document controls. So it seems that initially what was I going to say? It's going to allow companies that operate the facilities that initially the companies are going to be able to create their own rules and practices. So in other words, it's like self-regulated, but they have to submit all this information. It'll be self-regulated for a time, and then the FDA is going to come in and take all these best practices,
Right.
And then they're going to set up their own regulations. And mostly they want to regulate the safety, the cleanliness, as I mentioned before, and then how finished products, which I sort of get. I mean, you have to have regulations behind what's put in Coca-Cola and the cleanliness of facilities, and you've all heard the story with bubble yum. They said that it was allowed to have spider eggs in it because they're spiders and you can't control it. So. But the other thing is there also needed to be a way for consumers to be able to report defective products, which I'm like, what the heck is that? Like, I mean, there is, like, if your cigar is cracked or something, I mean, you go to the retailer.
What are you going to do?
Right.
But I don't, like, a defective, like, what's a defective product?
What, it has a stem in the middle of it and you can't smoke it?
Yeah, that's
It's a hand-rolled cigar.
I'm not sure, especially considering their focus on cleanliness and safety and that kind of stuff.
Let me ask you a question. We've both been to a bunch of factories.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen a dirty factory? Never. I've never seen a dirty factory.
I'm sure it happens, but I mean,
every place
in the middle. Actually, no. Even in the middle of the day, yes, the floor gets dirty, but there's people constantly.
There's always cleaning. You could eat off the floors.
Yeah, it's not, yeah. I mean,
Everything
and a lot of
is
them.
where it's supposed to be, and very clean.
And it has to be, and those controls and organization has to be in place because, I mean, if they're gonna
You keep it
they're gonna
clean.
make a cigar, you have to know exactly
Right.
how long, which tobacco you need, and that's one of the things that's always fascinated me of all the things that go into the making, the growing of tobacco, making of a cigar, are all the controls that are in place, and that the organization of it just blows my mind. Where they know, like Perdomo, I mentioned them because I was recently there, but if you do get a bad cigar or something and somebody complains, they can trace it all the way back to the roller.
Yeah. Oh yeah. By the box and everything. Yeah.
It's amazing. So I wanted to get everybody's comments on or thoughts on these proposed regulations or what they're going to do.
Some of them make sense. A few of them that you mentioned don't make sense.
I don't know. Some of them I don't understand.
Don't
but
understand, like the first one.
Yeah, I don't. I don't. Maybe that's just a
It's the only one I listened
general
to.
position. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
That's one of those catch-alls.
Yeah.
Where if it doesn't fit one of the other categories, they can slide it in there
Yeah.
and control it.
Yeah, I mean,
Exactly.
I understand safety, I understand cleanliness, but when it comes to the product that's being put out, if the cigar company puts out a product that's not acceptable to its consumers that smoke that cigar, they're going to smoke something else. They're just going to stop smoking it, and they know that, so they make sure that they are successful with it with every box.
So basically, they're going to let them run themselves and then pick the best ways to do it and then standardize it.
Probably,
That's basically
yeah.
what they're going to do.
Yes. But the interesting thing nobody's thought of is, I understand their concern for doing all this stuff for the finished product, but we're now regulating manufacturing facilities in other countries.
Yeah.
So what jurisdiction do we have? I mean, yeah, there are cigars that are made here, but what jurisdiction
Yeah,
does the
exactly.
government have
What-
in other countries?
What does the FDA have to do with a factory in Honduras or Nicaragua or
Well,
wherever?
unrelated to the cigar business, but I was reading, to your point, that there was a raid in Australia for kiddie porn, and there was a shootout, and 2 FBI agents were shot.
Why is the FBI
Yeah,
doing
They're all-
something
they're
out of
all-
the country?
They're all over the world.
The FBI is not supposed to be all over the world.
They are.
That's what the CIA's for.
No, that's a whole different thing. These are criminal acts.
So,
No, these CIA spies. That's a whole different thing.
I wonder if it was related to something that happened here.
It's
Like it was being
from what I
distributed
can
here.
gather, the investigation started here, and the FBI sent 2 or 3 agents down.
Well, I imagine if they get the Australian government's okay,
Yeah.
they can work with them. I suppose. I don't know how that stuff works.
Again, a lot of times there's too much regulation on too many different things where
Oh.
it doesn't need to be.
Absolutely.
And that's just my fear is that
100%.
you open up the door.
yeah, you let them in let their foot
Right.
in, but next thing you know, they're kicking in the door.
Yeah, it's the old slippery slope.
Yeah.
How much leeway to give them? But again, so I'm wondering, so what do they do? They're saying, okay, you guys over in Honduras, you're making XYZ cigar. You're not following these protocols and these regulations.
What are they
What
gonna do?
recourse do they have?
Yeah, you
Don't
can't.
let 'em
You
be
can't.
imported into
You can't sell them in this
no
country.
importation.
I don't know. That's kind of like what I'm.
They can't do anything to them at the factory until they just say, okay, you can't ship to the United States.
I don't
Your
know if
product's not safe.
that won't fly.
Yeah, and again, back to the factories that, I mean, there's a moral obligation that factory managers and owners have to keep their employees safe,
Right.
but there's also
Yeah.
business reasons. I mean, if
Right.
somebody gets hurt, I mean,
It's going to cost them
it
money.
costs them a lot of money.
Yeah.
So you got to replace them. You've got to train somebody. You got medical expenses, et cetera. So there's both a business reason and a moral reason to have a lot of these controls in place. interesting thing is, and I don't know how this is going to shake out, but it won't affect every factory. Padron. They can't regulate Padron because they don't. It's only premium cigars. I mean, if you have it's regulated products, and premium cigars are no longer regulated. Fuente.
Right.
But now you've got Miami Cigar because they make Tatiana, which is a
Tatiana,
flavored product, and
which
if it's
is
made in the
regulated.
same factory as a Leon Jimenez,
Yeah.
then I think then they're subject to regulation. Baccarat, national brand,
So is this-
upsetters.
Is this another way for the FDA to get into the flavored?
Oh,
Because I know they've been trying every which way they can.
I'm sure that's done one way or another.
Like you through estates.
Yeah, Joe Estate makes
Yeah.
probably makes the Liga Privada and the acid in the same factory.
Possibly.
Now I don't know how onerous these. What do they call them? I keep saying regulations, but manufacturing standards. I mean, I don't know how onerous these are going to be, but you know, when the government gets involved, and they're going to make it a one size fits all, and it's going to be like,
Well,
but we
eventually-
use a
eventually
pallet
it'll be
jack,
one
and
size.
these guys do something different. No, and one's safer than the other, and
Right.
I mean, you know how the government gets involved, and they start. No, you can't use a forklift. You have to use a pallet jack to
They'll
move something
screw it.
around.
They'll screw it up somehow.
Absolutely.
And then an unintended consequence of all this regulation is the price will go up.
Yep.
It could, yeah. I mean, yeah, but
I don't know
there's
how
the potential
unintended
there.
that is.
I don't think it is. I don't think it's
They wanted-
unintended at
No,
all.
no. The government's not trying to raise the cost unless they're really that diabolical.
Yeah, because they don't want people to smoke.
Right.
But the manufacturers are going to look at it and says, well, if you're putting all these procedures in for us and we have to, spend money, then the cost of the cigar is going to go up.
Yeah.
But that's the point.
They want them to,
They
so
want
they
'em
don't.
to.
So people don't smoke. That's what.
I was,
Yeah.
I
Keep
was
smoking, folks.
Yeah, keep smoking.
after hearing you say that, I was, it crossed my mind that maybe they're doing this so they can still collect user fees, but this was proposed in before the government realized or even thought that the deeming regulation was going to be vacated. So I don't know if that would come into play or not.
I don't know.
But yeah, it's just again they're putting their hand in they're just getting involved where they probably don't need to be. Like it, and who knows? Maybe it'll go. Maybe the same judge will be like, okay, wait a minute. Okay, was there an issue before? Like you said, there's you said there's an issue with packaging and an issue with this. It's like, what do you? Or you wanted to regulate it. And he goes, but there was never an issue. Like you're trying to regulate something where there were no
There
problems.
was no problem. You're creating
Right.
the problem.
And I wonder if this is the same kind of thing. Like nobody's being injured by a box of cigars. I mean, unless it falls off a shelf and hits them on the head.
Not this crew.
Yeah.
Had that happen.
Anyway, so there you go.
You know something about Diesel? They have some of the coolest swag when they have an event.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
Was that it?
I got this at the last Forged event that we had, and it really, really cool. It's actually one of my favorite torches.
Really?
Yeah.
Keep it in your pocket?
It actually it'll fit in your pocket. It's
No, I know it'll fit, but it's not.
no, I don't keep it in my pocket,
Okay.
but it is just really nice. It's actually really, really nice. I keep the Placencia torch in my pocket.
I keep this in my pocket.
Have you guys seen this Placencia torch?
Mm-hmm.
It's like a lightsaber.
I know it's cool.
Is that a lighter in your pocket? You're just happy to see me.
Is that a Placencia lighter? Yeah, they're actually really cool.
They are that one,
Yeah.
and it's the Sixto shape,
Yeah.
which is really, really cool.
Yeah, I didn't pick up on that. I saw that. I went to Piz's event.
And he was telling me that Wayne was telling me that they actually have the Sixto shape patented, so nobody else can roll it without getting into trouble with Placencia.
Huh.
And it's named for one of the family members
Right.
that came from Placencia
yeah.
as well. So not only is it Sixto hexagon, it's also the name of the the family.
I'd like to see the molds they have for that.
Yeah.
And he described how difficult it was to get those molds with the amount of the wrapper and everything to get it right so that they wouldn't crack when they did create the shape. It was really an interesting conversation that I had with Wayne.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah.
I talked to him
He's
for a
right.
while over in Richboro.
He just got rid of a couple of his states.
Yes.
So hopefully we'll see him a little bit
He
more
will.
often
He
now.
said I talked to him the other day. He said he's definitely going to be coming in more often.
Good.
He lives in Tennessee.
Yes.
Correct. Nashville.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he had I think like 15 states.
Yeah,
That's
pretty much
that's
the-
that's crazy.
Pretty much the entire East Coast.
Pretty much. Yeah. That's just crazy.
He told us I can't remember either what it was.
He said he got rid of three states. That's crazy.
Well,
And he drives to most of them.
yeah, and that's why he's in this area once a quarter, once every
Right.
4 months,
No,
whatever
longer-
it is.
It was longer than that. I hadn't seen him before he came in the other day. I hadn't seen him.
I've never seen it
It's
outside
prob-
of the trade
it's-
show.
Yeah. I think that's the last time I saw him, which was last year. So, I mean, I talk to him all the time on the phone, and he and I text back and forth, but never comes in. But he said he'll be here. He'll be here once, like every other month or so now. So.
And I tell you, the 1858 Reserva, which is the event cigar,
It was good.
that was really, really good.
It was good. Yeah. Well, you know what? Speaking of events, actually, you want to? We have an event tomorrow with you. The Aganorsa blending event.
Yes.
Want to talk about that a little bit?
So-
'Cause I'd like to hear about this because I love this. If it's what I think, I love this kind
Yeah,
of stuff.
so Mike King is the rep for Agnarosa Leaf, and he'll be in our store, and he'll have the blending leaves that the blenders and the people who are buying the tobacco will pick up and smoke and see what taste they're getting from that leaf, and it only takes about 5 minutes to do this, and then he'll give you another leaf that you can smoke and taste, and then he'll have you smoke them together so that you get the overall intention of what the cigar is going to become. And like he had a Cajoro 99 leaf, and then he had another leaf, and then when you smoked it together, you got the taste of that supreme leaf that they come out with.
Yeah.
Not too often. Usually, February I think it is.
Yeah, once a year.
That it comes out. Then he also had some where you kind of got the impression of what the rare leaf is, and that was really, really good. So, like I said, it only takes about 5 minutes, and then he'll have deals on the Agnarosa Leaf cigars that the store carries, plus some of the other brands that he carries. And it's going to be a good event. We're really excited to have him back in the store.
One thing I wanted to clarify: when you say they smoke the leaf, it's actually rolled up into a small
Yeah.
Yeah.
cigar, but it's just it's
Just
only
the
the
one
tobacco
leaf, yeah.
from it's only one
Correct.
kind of tobacco.
Yes,
Just in case people didn't understand that.
sure.
That sounds actually pretty cool, and it's tomorrow from 3 to 7 in Tom's store in Downingtown.
Yep.
And then Friday, Mark Weisenberger is going to be here right here in Horsham from 3 to 6. And then on September 14th in Doylestown, we're just doing a cut and light with Crystal from Fratello Cigars. So that's going to be kind of cool. She's all over Instagram. She's awesome.
Fratello. Really?
I ran into
Omar
at the show.
Nice.
I don't know. I know Crystal. I think.
Oh, if you're on Instagram, she's
not on
it's
Instagram.
Crystal Cigar. She's all over the place.
not on
She's
Instagram.
great with social media. So that's what's coming up, yo.
Will Omar be there?
No, I don't think so. I'd rather have Crystal.
Really? Yeah. Okay.
I get a sore neck when he's around.
Much as I love Omar,
Yeah. What'd you say? You get a sore neck when he's around?
I gotta look up. I'm short. You know, he's
Well, he's also-
Omar, how
he's-
you doing, buddy?
he's the reason we're doing this is he's launching. I mean, they're being shipped as we speak, but they're shipping out a new cigar that he's coming out with. That I had was pretty damn good. I don't want to make Piz edit me.
Yeah. Probably doesn't edit it at all.
Nah, you're busy watching Jet reruns from 1967.
He's watching the third Super Bowl III. It's the last time they were there, wasn't it?
Yep,
That the last time they were there?
the only time.
Holy crap! It's what, 1970?
Well, the second coming of Joe Namath
60.
is there now, so.
With his eggs, pantyhose. So, all right, let's get our last impressions, final impressions. Moose.
I've enjoyed this cigar completely. It mellowed out again. When I said, it started off mellow for me, got a little stronger, and mellowed back out again. So it's about a 2.5 now. The flavors, as you go through the cigar, it changes. It's not the same as it was at the beginning or the middle. The end's a little different. It's a little mellower. And just finishing out real smooth. I give it a 9.5.
Nice. Tom?
Yeah, I love the complexity and the change that comes. I've enjoyed this cigar immensely. I really loved it with a cup of black coffee. I like Pete's Major Dickinson's stronger coffee, and I tell you, it went real well with that. I tried it with a bourbon and from Jim Beam, which was really nice, but it really paired well with the Rabbit Hole Denimore, which is the bourbon that's aged in the sherry cask. That was really, really good.
One of their cigars is of the Rabbit Hole too, isn't it? The Diesel.
That sounds familiar.
It does sound familiar.
They had or have a cigar that's they age in the barrels from
Yeah.
Okay.
from whatever you just said.
But the price
Forget
point,
already.
the
Rabbit
price
Hole.
point of it is phenomenal at
That is-
$8.
yeah.
Yeah, $8. That's
And
great.
I also give it a 9.5.
Pretty solid cigar. Although, is anybody? I'm at the end and I smoke fairly quickly, so my cigars burn hot, so I'm getting some harshness at the end. Some people absolutely love that. For some people, the cigar is not even starting till you get to here.
Yeah.
But I'm the opposite. I'm getting some harshness and some sort of ammonia flavors. And that's really something you can feel. But I thought this is a good cigar. Lots of smoke production. I've described the flavors. I don't know if the flavors have changed since since our second impression. But let me give it a retro hell.
Yeah.
There's something else going on. It might be the nutmeg you mentioned, Moose. There's something going on there. I would give this cigar an 8.9.
8.9.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not quite the 9 plateau that I like.
I agree with you guys. Not so much you. I'm not getting the harshness,
Except for the corn.
except for the corn. Actually, yeah, and the hay. But you didn't say hay.
Hey.
Yeah, hey. I find it more complex than you do. You're right, Moose. It starts out one way, then goes another, and then goes back to the original. I like that in a cigar. It starts out, for me, like I said, it was real harsh, like full body, then backed off very smooth. And it's getting even smoother. I like that. And it's coating my whole palate now at the end. I give this a 9.5 also with you guys. So I think it's great. There you go.
That's right.
That's right. All right. Well, thanks for watching. Thanks for Tom. Thanks for coming in and
Yeah,
filling in for
anytime.
Mr. Fields.
WC.
I'll look for a new hat.
Yeah, right. So thanks for watching. Don't forget next week at 7 o'clock, this next Wednesday. And,
Same bat channel.
Same bat channel, same bat time.
Bye.
Smoke 'em if you
Ciao
got
for
'em.
now, everybody.
Life's too short to smoke cheap cigars.